exercises for you. My name's Lorraine. The exercise we're doing today is called shoulder bridge. We're going to get a nice stretch in the lower back and the whole spine. Actually, it's a spine mobility move. And we're going to stretch our hip flexors, work our hip flexors, work the bottoms and the thighs here, and work those deep core muscles, those deep tummy muscles here. So let's lie down. Okay, so we're going to have the heels close to the buttocks. Now, hands down by our side. We'll pull those tummies in. So we're going to use the backs of the arms to help us to get up also. So let's squeeze the shoulder blades slightly, upper arms firmly on the floor. We're going to take a breath in and we'll breathe out, lift those hips. Now, when we're lifted, we want to be in that neutral position still. So that means the pubic bone and hip bones are in alignment, nice and level. So you can put your hands in a diamond shape onto your belly and feel those bones in alignment. The knees are hip distance. Okay, so imagine you've got a little avocado in between those knees, holding that avocado in place. So we don't want the knees spread out, we want the knees slightly squeezing towards each other. So you activate those inner thighs. Now we're going to squeeze those bottoms and those thighs there, using the backs of the arms to push you up. So you're squeezing the shoulder blades together. Now we're going to slowly curl down, using that tummy. We'll take a breath in, and as we breathe out, curl down, feeling each vertebrae as you slowly come down, using that tummy to push the spine into the floor, and we come back to a neutral position. Okay, keep those knees in line with the hips, pull those tummies in, take a breath in and breathe out, lifting up. So feel the pelvic floor lifting up, pull that pelvic floor up, squeeze those buttocks. Knees squeezing towards each other, squeeze the shoulder blades, so sticking that chest out and hold there. The neck is nice and relaxed, no tension in that neck. So you can feel those thighs working now. It's a fantastic little exercise for our lower back, buttocks and thighs. We take a breath in and we'll breathe out, slowly curl down. Pull those tummies in and relax back to neutral. We're going to do one more with a little change now. We'll take a breath in and we'll breathe out, lift those hips. Knees squeezing towards each other, squeezing the thighs and the buttocks. Squeeze that upper body. Now we're going to bring those hands on top of the thighs. So if there's space between the wrist and the thighs, lift the hips up higher. So there's no space between the wrist and the thighs. And you can feel that bottom working a lot harder now. So now we're going to drop the hips an inch and we're going to lift an inch. So there's no space now between the wrist and the thighs. We lower an inch so there's space between the wrist and the thighs. Lift so there's no space. We've always got that tension there in that bottom. And lower so there's space between the wrist and the thighs. And lift, no space. And lower. So it's good to do this exercise about 10 times and you really feel those thighs and buttocks working. We're just going to do 2 more. Okay, lower the hips an inch so there's space between the wrist and the thighs. And lift, no space between the wrist and the thighs. One more, lift. Lower and lift. Okay, and hold there. No space between the wrist and the thighs. Now we're going to pump those hips up. And we'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to take the hands down, keep the hips lifted. Try and lift your right leg up. So working through the hip flexors here, pushing up through that left heel, we're going to lower the leg, nice stretch with those hips, and flex down. Use the arms to help you stay lifted, lower and lift. And one more, lower and lift. Now lower that foot. If you get cramp, just go down, just relax. Okay, so if you're not used to this exercise, you will get cramp in those thighs, not all the time, but a lot of the time. So we've got the left leg lifted now. We flex the foot and we'll lower and we'll point up. Push up through that right thigh, right buttock. Okay, and lower and lift and lower. Pull those tummies in. One more. Use the tummy to lift that leg up. Now lower the legs, stay lifted there.